Hi there, and welcome to Yearly Reviews, a show where I go through all the games that I played through the year of 2020 1 week at a time. So without further ado, let's see what we're reviewing this week. What exactly makes a game unique? It's one of the most common words I use in these reviews, and at this point it's pretty redundant. Maybe it's due to the gameplay, like in games such as The Return of the Obra Dinn or the Bioshock series. Maybe it's the soundtrack involved, like Doom 2016 or Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Maybe it's the story, like the Zero Escape games or The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. But most often than not, what makes a game unique to me is its art style. It's what grabs your attention most and will most often than not be what sticks in your head. I mean, after all, it is how the game looks. But sometimes, very rarely, you can get a game that has all these factors combined to create something really special. And in case you haven't noticed, we're going to talk about one of those games, Gris. Gris follows a young girl named... which is actually called Gris. Okay, was not expecting that. Anyway, Gris follows a young girl named Gris who lives in a serene world without sorrow, frustration, danger, or death. That is until one day when a horrible event happens, taking the colour out of Gris' world and brings her spirits down. And so she has to try and make things right by restoring the watercolours that once inhabited her world through small puzzles and platforming on several broken structures. But not everything is as it seems, as ultimately, Gris is a story of grief, as the girl delves deeper and deeper into her fears as she tries desperately to restore the colour that once inhabited her world. The controls of this game feel rather nice and responsive, which helps as you have to progress constantly through platforms such as great temples or stars. Whenever you complete a certain section of the game, you'll get a power-up such as making copies out of yourself out of ice and being able to swim through water, and it adds a sense of variety to the game. Speaking of, the score for this game makes you feel calm and peaceful, except when danger is plainly presented into the main character's face. The world you inhabit isn't totally desolate and barren, as multiple structures are laid out in deserts or near bodies of water, and there is wildlife in this game, like this stony golem boy. How can you not love the little stony golem boy? But as I said before, Gris is a story of grief. Though to be honest, I technically wouldn't blame you if you didn't know, like this dummy over here. But it certainly is interesting when you research the story. So according to this unofficial wiki here, take it with a grain of salt, Gris is a girl going through the 5 stages of grief, which are of course denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. The reason Gris is grieving is because she is terminally ill from an unknown illness, so this world may or may not be real. Maybe it's just Gris' imagination. Her name may not even be Gris, it could be... Clarence. But most of the game's subtext is told through these challenges if you persevere hard enough and are willing to go the extra mile. I know I haven't mentioned the art style yet, and the video is ending, so let's make it quick. The watercolour palette used adds to the serene nature of Gris, and it truly is what makes it unique due to the stunning visuals it masterfully weaves. But anyway, let's wrap this up. Gris is a truly innovative platforming game that has an interesting story based around the 5 stages of grief, weaved into it if you try and look hard enough. If you haven't played it already, I do recommend that you do so if you've enjoyed what was heard. It's only about 4 hours long, so if you're concerned about the length for some reason, there's that. I'm not entirely sure why I mentioned it, but I have no idea how to end these videos recently. Hey folks, thanks for sticking to the end of this review. If you like what you saw here, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys making comments on these videos. They make up my day and I read every single one of them. If you like what you saw here, feel free to look at the newest review and look at the latest review. And if you want to watch more, feel free to hit that bell so you know when a new review drops. See ya and thanks for watching.